Good morning, everyone. Fatty from Pack-a-Punch Traders here. Just want to go over my morning trade, um, right out of the watch list and right out of my main watches this morning that I alerted. So it was this one, LLL, and I went over it yesterday in the previous video lesson, talking about how I would play it. And here we have this parabolic play, red day, failure to break down. Today we get a gap up, which I preferred not have happened and could have been a possible angle to trade when the market opened. But nonetheless, here we have a solid reversal compared to yesterday. And even ever since it had its high, all it's been doing is fading. And now we're getting a little bounce. And this made me a little uneasy. I usually don't like to play um, the bounces when they take off pre-market. Usually the move is done. Sometimes you get a continuation, but it really happened here when this failed to break down and came back to 4. And usually, like how I said, let it set the high in the morning. In this case, it was 4:35, and then that would be the entry point, 4:35, right on the break. I got in a little prematurely once I saw this was holding up, and once I saw a little bit of volume, got in at 4:24. Got only half my order executed, which was really annoying. Was looking for 1,000 shares, only got 500. But then it took off and it got halted right away. Then this was a little rough for me, being patient between the range of 5 and 460. That was an exhausting couple minutes. But then we got this solid push and we got to the right underneath mid fives. I was looking for mid fives to test. But then when I was thinking about it, I thought it might not get there because shorts will probably be piling in as it gets there, as into the 550 level. They're not just using that 550 level. They'll start their entries beforehand and use that area kind of as a risk or a place to size up. But here we have this solid push, and it just failed to keep going. As you can see, volume kind of weakened compared to this solid selling bar right here. It was still able to hold up, but couldn't sustain it. All the shorts pretty much at this point either got squeezed or are sizing up into their position again, and that's pushing it down here. So we'll see if this holds up and comes back for another move. But for me, this is the move. This is the predictable part of the play. Usually I'll take 15-20% on this. I don't know if I was greedy or trying to test my patience and my plan, but it did end up getting to the low mid fives. At first, I really wanted it just to get to 5, but then when I was looking at the chart, 5 was just right there. With such a move like this, it has range, um, on the 6 to 7 area. So I thought it could get a little bit past 5, and that ended up happening. Almost sold here on this minute when I saw this failure when it went red. But kept a tight risk. Right, VWAP was about to sell. Very anxious here, and then it just takes off. I need to take a shower in a moment because I am sweating from literally these 2-3 minutes. um, so yeah, solid play. A little over 500, right out of the watch list. Just a great predictable play. That's why I like sometimes if these parabolic plays take off without me, or if I only get a small part and it just continues, I get a little annoyed, but I'm not that mad because I know I'll get another opportunity at it on the bounce play. It looks like this thing is failing here. Just no volume, completely dead. When all the shorts are out, or yeah, all the short covering is done, and buyers that buying it aren't there anymore. There's no more buying to prop it up. So what happens is shorts take over again. And I won't be surprised if this thing ends up in the threes within the next couple days or lower. So we'll see how that turns out. But just wanted to go over this play. I wish I got it live. But we got this solid reversal here. Failure to break down and predictable part of the move. And I got in a little prematurely, but even if you got in at 435, like I say, wait for that high day break after after some consolidation. Uh, yeah, this is perfect entry, pretty solid exit right near the highs too. Pretty proud of that. So that was LLL. Took a quick little gain on this piece of crap, FSRD. Never even had it on my watch list. Just saw that it was failing to break down, and I thought this would be something that would just break down. But when I saw that it was failing to crack, and it has some range to test 3, maybe a little higher. I know there's some resistance in the 270s here, in that area, so it makes complete sense that it topped out there today, which is why I was also pretty quick to take my gains, as I was in 241, 242, as I was holding here, holding VWAP, got in right before it took off, then we got, excuse me, then as it was holding up in the 260s here, I kind of got lucky with the exit. I probably should have been out around 263, but I put a market order to sell, and by the time my order went through, it was already moving up to the 270s. So I got out at 267, I believe. And yeah, that was that. Just a weak play. Small position, 500 shares. It was supposed to be just a starter to see how it works out because I was kind of sussed out by it. But yeah, so that one ended up failing. Yeah, lower flow, decent volume, just doesn't have what it takes right now. Who knows if this thing fails and comes back, but it just did not have what it takes at resistance here in the 270s. There just wasn't enough power to push through it. RDBX, something to keep an eye on. I'm looking at it now on my phone. This thing's failing to break down. Just lower volume, which is what sucks, but this thing is making a solid uptrend. We got 348 break as well as 362 previous high at daybreak. I think this thing could be something nice if it fails to break down, lower float. It just needs volume. That's the only problem. So we'll keep an eye on this. But I just have not been really fucking with the price action. How it's just kind of choppy and slower because of the volume. Even though we're getting these moves, but it's fading. It just keeps trying to hold trend, which isn't bad. But I really want to get the move already. I hope I don't miss this. Maybe it sets up for tomorrow. Ideally, it sets up for tomorrow. I kind of feel like I'm done for the day today. Don't want to waste any more money. Solid trading day. Just going to be grateful and move on. And that's kind of part of the system, especially after the past, or the end of last year. Made a lot of money last year. I wouldn't say a lot. Took my account from roughly 10K to 44K and gave up a good amount of that. And most of that was just being greedy, not adapting to the market. Just take your quick move and move on. That's really what I've come down to. I've learned my lessons with greed and expectations and whatnot. So just really back to conservative trading and just taking the quick snipe and letting my gains compound day by day. Yeah, so don't want to get on a huge rant now, but LLL, solid play. Looks like it's failing now, but we captured the predictable, easy part of the move. And after that, lock in your gains, move on. Solid 25% opportunity here, 20% or so. If you're getting it from 435 instead of where I was getting it in the 420s, still a solid, close to $1 opportunity. With some decent size, that's some serious money. But yeah, this thing's about getting about 10 minutes. We'll just wrap it up here. Beautiful multi-day bounce. And then we got a live stream later on, probably around 9:30, 10-ish, 10:30. We'll tweet about when we go out on the live stream. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want more content like this, subscribe to our channel or follow our Twitter account at Pack a Punch Traders. We got a bunch of material out there too, going over trades, thought process, alerts, and whatnot. So yeah, hope everyone has had a pretty good 38 minutes from the market open so far. So plenty of day to make some money. So hope everyone has a great day. We'll catch you guys later.